The way communication is a skill, same way confidence is also a skill. And it can be just built like the way you build your muscle in the gym. Still, why there are so many people in this world who are struggling with their confidence and communication. Hi, this is Anshu here. Welcome to the Limitless Show. And today my guest is Kristine Zedek. She is an actor, award-winning celebrity, MC, voicing artist, founder of Mission Communication. She's a coach, she's a trainer, and an inspirational speaker. Through the expression of communication, Kristine is, aims to touch a zillion lives globally and help people via her courses and honest conversations. Kristine has used her years of experience and expertise to now help people as a communication mentor. She has begun bridging the gap for people who have a deep desire to improve their communication skills, confidence levels, personality development, and heal their relationships. She believes in adding value and enriching people's lives, leaving a sparkle wherever she goes. And that's what makes Kristine a spark apart. So with a warm round of applause, let's bring on Kristine Zedek and a happy Dashera to all of you.
Hi!
Hi, Kristine. How are you?
Super duper awesome. I'm so happy to be on the show with you, and thanks for that lovely introduction.
And you look fabulous.
Thank you so much. Thank
So,
you.
Kristine, what a great day to have this conversation with you on the day of the Dashera.
Happy Dashera to everyone out there. It's such an auspicious day, and
Yes.
there's so much of, in fact, even as I speak to you, there's music on blast in my society. I don't know if anybody can hear it, but just shows the kind of celebration that's happening with everyone. So it's wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. So let's get started. I mean, people must be looking to, learn a lot about communication, confidence, and personality development today. But we always begin with a story. So please share your story as to, what's your background? How did you get into emceeing and your journey till here?
All right. So as a child, my parents took me and my brother and sister, of course, to Dubai, and I've grown up there all my life. So my education has been entirely in Dubai, and then I did come to Bombay to do college, and I went back, and I grew up in my family was very loving and warm, and the environment in Dubai was amazing because I grew up in a very neutral society where there was respect for all nationalities, religions, and culture. And that I think that's the best part I take back with me when I think of Dubai and my education there. And of course, with time, at the same time, we do grow up with a lot of restrictions, and we do grow up with a lot of norms and a lot of what is supposed to be and how you're supposed to be in that kind of situation. So I realized I had a lot of questions which were not answered, and I had a very curious mind, and I still do. So that is what made me, always question the norm. And I kind of became a sweet rebel along the way. I rebelled, but I wasn't nasty about it. So I started doing things my way, and said, I realized a lot of things early, but it wasn't easy because being a girl and then voicing up is never, at least before, it wasn't such a common thing. And but I found my voice. But that's why the struggle of to where I've got to till now, because it took a lot for me to express myself, to voice myself, and to like find my way to where I am right now. So I did leave Dubai in in the most crazy way. Again, I rebelled for that, and then I found my way to Bombay again. And that's how I started. And I started from scratch in the city, not knowing anyone, not having any kind of support system, But I came to the city alone and I started from scratch. And it's been many years. And now I made Mumbai my home. You'll find me saying Bombay, you'll find me saying Mumbai. But yeah, I now Mumbai is my home, and this is the place that has taught me so much and has helped me also build my confidence along the way. So this is my story in a nutshell. But yeah, that's about it.
So how many years has it been, Kristine, that you left Dubai and came here and started this journey?
Many, many, many. If I tell you, it will give a lot away. But I can just people are very good at calculations.
So, okay, we will not get into that. But I mean, you said there were challenges, of course, and you were like a sweet rebel. So, what were the challenges that you went through? Because this show is about limitlessness, and I want all the audience who watches this show to never feel that if a celebrity is successful, it's it has been an easy ride. It has been like so easy, or they were different, they were just talented, all of that. I want them to see the real, the challenge that we went through, and how you overcame, and how you became confident. How did you develop your communication? So how did you come all this way?
Okay, so to begin with, I had a few not so good experiences in my childhood in school. I was bullied a lot. I was made to believe I was not good enough, and I was always compared, and I never felt that. I always thought everybody else was better than me, or looked better than me, or was better than me, or more talented than me. So I just didn't have that faith in myself. And when you go through bullying, it can leave a scar, you know. So somewhere something wanted me to prove to myself that, you know, I know I'm not that bad. I know I can be somebody. I know I have something in me. So first I started looking for validation from everybody else. And then I realized, no, I have to validate myself. And this is like it took a long time. I mean, I'm saying it so simply, but it wasn't something that happened overnight. I had to start believing that, hey, Kristine, you're different. Hey, Kristine, accept yourself the way you are. Hey, Kristine, embrace yourself. And and literally affirmations worked for me because I started talking to myself. I started communicating with myself from looking in the mirror to telling myself, and I speak a lot to the one above. So I had great communication with him, her energy. I had great communication. I kept saying, you know, be my friend, be my guide, show me the way. So I had to work a lot on myself and to break free from the norms, like a protective family, like we're a middle class protective family. For me to even try to tell them I want to come to a city like Mumbai was like a definite no. I had to sneak my way out of that whole situation. I went through, like, I was a black sheep of the family at some point in time because I did a lot of things that were not that was not of the norm. I broke norms, but I had to face that. I had to face the challenges. I had to face the dark times. I had to face the tough times. I had to face how people looked at me. And at some point, I started thinking to myself, why do I even care what people think about me? Because it's my life. I'm not obligated to anybody, right? It's my life. I need to make my own decisions. And one thing that made me take that big leap of faith and risk from Dubai to Mumbai was I thought to myself, when I'm 80, and I'm sure I'm going to be more than that, but I said, when I'm 80 and I look back at my life, I want to, I don't want to be asking myself, hey, what did you do with your life? I don't want to live a life of regret. That question was the turning point for me because I said, am I going to look back and say, I regret? Or am I going to look back and say, I'm proud of you, Kristine? So for me, it was all about taking risks at the cost of not being approved by whether it's family or society. It was it was a challenge. But I took that risk and I said, what needs to make me happy is my heart, because everything I do is this, my heart. And it's my guiding force, it's my compass. it's my GPS, it's my everything. I make decisions more than with my head. Of course, we need a balance. But I realized if my conscience is clear, if my heart is happy, I'm happy. I'm not here to make other people happy,
Right.
If I'm happy, then automatically everybody else will be happy. So that was my driving force. So these two things, am I going to look back and regret? And what does my heart say? This is the main thing that drove me to taking that thing, like coming here blindly, not knowing anybody, not knowing where I'm going to be, not knowing what I'm going to do, not knowing anything or anybody, literally starting from scratch. So it hasn't been easy, but I had to work my way, really, really work my way up. And today, when I look back and I see the kind of work that I have been blessed with, I can only look up and say thank you, because, yes, I did take a step, but the rest was also a huge blessing in so many ways. And then, of course, my family believed in me. It took a lot. It took a lot for me to prove myself, for everybody to start believing in me and my choices. Because even the choices you make determine your character. The choices you make determine your future. The choices you make determine everything that you stand for.
Yes.
And I think because I did that, I made the tough choices. It's what has got me here. And I can say I'm proud of myself, and I know my family is too. So, my friends.
Yes, absolutely. We are so proud of you, Kristine. We have Charles Verghese here. He says, hello, Anshu and Kristine. Hi, Charles. Good to have you here on the show.
It's great to have him. Hi, Charles. Okay, Charles is my brother.
Nice.
That's why I'm like all extra smiles.
Yeah, I know. Why do so many people see communication as a big challenge? This is a major challenge that I see in the world. Some people are naturally very communicative and, but others who are not so natural, why do they find it so challenging? Isn't it a skill that can be easily learned? Where is the gap that you see now as a communication coach and mentor?
Great question. Thank you for asking that. And I believe it is fear. Fear is the one thing that comes in the way of everything, right? And sometimes it's a fear that is instilled. Sometimes it's a fear that's picked up. Sometimes it's a self-inflicting fear. But it is the fear of looking at others and thinking, oh, that's automatic, that's natural. Oh, that one has it, but I don't. And believe it or not, I was never a person who was good at communication. I hated confrontations. I was scared to talk to people about certain things. I was scared to even, somebody said something to me, I couldn't even reply because I was so timid as a person.
Right.
But I worked on it. I worked on saying, hey, I have nothing to lose. Hey, start small. So fear is what paralyzes you, but fear is also an illusion because we give so much importance to the fear aspect of, oh my God, what will he think of me? Oh my God, what if I get it wrong? Oh my God, it's better to keep quiet than not speak. There are so many things people rather, be in a comfort zone than get out of that comfort zone and do the tough things. So with me, I was like that for the longest time. And that's why I understand a lot of my clients and people out there. I see them and I think, oh my God, I used to be like that. So I understand where they come from. I was ruled by fear for the longest time until I said, what if I just, start with little truths, like not little truths, but little, just push myself to say, okay, just be honest here. Okay, don't be afraid. Just say this here. If I don't want to go somewhere, just say, I don't want to go because I don't want to. Start with small things.
Right.
Then say, oh, actually, the movie was nice, but I did not like this part of the movie. But I'm entitled to an opinion, right?
Yes.
And I started by small baby steps. Literally, I started expressing myself in little ways. And sometimes it seems like it's the most natural thing that happens to people, but it's not. It's a muscle that, like you also said earlier, it needs building.
Yes.
And it is a skill that can be learned, but people think, oh, she's a natural, he's a natural. And look at me, I am an extrovert by my personality, but people have no idea what it's taken for me to even voice or express the way that I do today. And I've become a very bindas chick. I've become absolutely carefree. If you see some of my videos, I'm dancing on the road, I'm singing. It doesn't matter who's watching me, but it's taken me a long time to come to this stage where I'm just like, hey, I don't care. I'm here for me. I'm here to have fun. It's my life, and as long as I'm not hurting anybody, I'm happy to do what I do. So the main thing is that fear has to be tackled beautifully. Like, I don't want to resist the fear that it causes friction, but I tell a lot of my clients, I'm like, embrace the fear. First, acknowledge the fact that you have the fear. Sometimes people don't even know they're scared.
Yes.
Where did it come from? Did it come from their family? Did it come from peer group? Did it come from competition in school? Did it come from somebody who was bullying you? You just don't know. So embrace the fear. Make friends with your fear. If you don't make friends with something or your fear or what's a friction in your life, then it's going to be more difficult to get over that. So the main thing is, first acknowledge that yes, I'm scared, yes, I'm nervous, yes, this is affecting me, yes, I'm afraid, and then say, okay, let me just embrace this now. Let's become friends, and what can we do to overcome this? So I like to look at things in a way that can ease out, not with friction, but with just say, hey, let's work on this together. Hey, mind, you have to talk to yourself a lot, because subconsciously we are already talking a lot. So one of the things I talk about in my communication course is about our internal dialogue. Yes. Which we don't realize. We don't realize how much we're talking to ourselves, and we overthink, which can be negative a lot of times, most of the times. So you have to check, what am I saying to myself? What am I saying? What am I telling myself? That I can't do it, that I'm not worth it, that I don't deserve it, that it's not meant for me, that one's better and I'm not. Like, what are you doing? So the minute you're able to take a check of what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, the sooner you can understand, analyze, realize, because the first thing is awareness. And this is what I talk about in my courses. I said, be aware. My whole thing is, as long as you're aware, you can do something about it. Yes. If you're not aware, you can't, right?
Out of ignorance, you can't do anything.
Right. We are oblivious to so many things. So my thing is, be aware, acknowledge, accept. The sooner you accept, the easier it is to deal with something. Yes. And deal with it in a loving manner. Don't be so harsh. We're so harsh on ourselves. You can't do this. You're good for nothing. I knew you would muck up. I knew you would make that mistake. I knew you shouldn't have even tried. When everybody is like, we can go on and on beating ourselves. So I used to do all of that. And then I had to, whatever I'm saying is what I've, overcome with time. And sometimes I do have my weak moments even now. It's not like I'm perfect. I'm not. But I am work in progress. And I continue to be work in progress. There are situations that hit us where we don't realize, oh my God, even in this situation, I can be like this. They're triggers. But with every barrier, we come across something, it's a learning. It's a learning to look within and say, how can I be better? How can I better myself? And when you learn and when you are able to do something about yourself, in turn, you can help somebody else tomorrow deal with that. Yes. So this is an approach I talk about, or I take, especially when it comes to, what's lacking, what it is fear. The main thing is, I think, fear, and we have to deal with it lovingly and not in a harsh way. Yeah.
I also, I have another viewer of ours, Jonu Rana. He says, hello, Anshu. Thank you for setting this talk up, nicely explained by Kristine on fear and the small steps to overcome. Thank you, Jonu.
Hi, Jonu. Thank you so much. Really, really, really sweet of you. Yeah. Nice to have you here.
Yes, absolutely. So, Kristine, I think, when we talk about communication, I also realize that some people think that communication is about language. When you speak fluently in English and all, they say, oh, your communication skills are good. But communication is not really just the language. Language is just a way of expressing yourself, of course. But communication is so much more than that. Would you like to dive a little deep into this and tell them?
So I have a course called Mission Communication, and believe it or not, I've made a trailer and a promo of it. Plus, it's in my course. And the first thing I actually say is to clarify that communication is not just about language or speaking a certain language. For a lot of people, they think it's English because it's a global language. But the first thing I say is it is not about English. It is not about, a language. Communication is a skill where you can communicate, where you can express yourself irrespective of the language you speak. Right now, people have to, first of all, be proud of the language they speak, embrace that, forget comparing. You, of course, there's scope to learn another language. You can continuously do that. But in the meantime, be proud of the language you speak, embrace it, and learn to first express yourself in that language. Right now, communication is all about understanding yourself first. If you don't understand yourself, it's not easy to communicate whatever you need to the other person. So everything that happens in our world starts from our inner world, and that reflects on the outer world. And so the way we express ourselves, I would say it's about, one is the clarity you have, because the more you know yourself or try to know yourself, the more clarity you can use to express yourself, number one. Number two, I would say, it takes a lot of trial and error, right? Sometimes we think, for example, in a joke, I could joke with you, but that joke could be hitting it below the belt. It could be sarcastic, it could be personal, it could be, and I've learned that also the hard way, that not everybody takes a joke. Then I said, oops, I have to be respectful. Another thing in communication, being respectful, being kind, being courteous, being how you think about this, being empathetic, being sensitive. All this is communication. And people don't realize that communication encompasses of so many aspects. Those aspects, that's what, so in like I said, my course that I have, it's actually divided into external communication, which talks about your body language, your tonality, how you express yourself. Then the second aspect is interpersonal, how we are with each other, because I truly believe in the human connect. And I feel that is kind of, like it's slowly, like, fizzling out, because people have options nowadays, right? They have distraction, technology, and people don't make the effort to build a relationship or recreate it, or make the effort to put back into the relationship, because there is technology, there is distraction, they said, I don't have the time to start all over, to do this. So there are many things, many aspects, but at the same time, I would say, if we realize the importance of what we are to each other, family, friends, pets, our relatives, our people at our office, whoever. Even like I truly believe in building relationships with everybody, from my watchman to the home help that comes to the rickshaw guy. I'm talking to everybody all the time, because I want to know, are you okay? How are you? How was your day? Did you eat lunch? I actually asked my watchman, have you eaten lunch? Do you have your dinner? So communication is not about just how eloquent you speak. I could have the most broken English, or I could not be educated. But if I can just smile, and if you can see me smiling genuinely with my eyes more than my teeth, that is also communication. Not speaking, having non-verbal communication, and still looking at you, you'll know what I say. You'll know what I'm trying to, what I'm thinking, because I can just be looking at you like this, or without saying anything, or I could just be like,
Not interested.
So
Yes.
without saying, I'm communicating.
Yes.
Right? My body language is continuously communicating. People don't realize that everything is a giveaway.
Everything
Right?
is a
So
giveaway.
communication is in the little details, but you're not conscious of it. So then the next thing is tonality. I always joke about this, especially with men and women. Is something wrong? No, everything is fine. Women tend to say that. The tone is different.
Yes.
What they're saying I'm fine, but they're actually saying I'm not
I'm
fine.
not fine.
And very few men can read between the lines.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So things like that, right? The course that I created is based on, of course, a lot of my experiences. And when I've observed a lot of people around, and I've seen, of course, we look at people and we learn from everybody. We're always learning. I'm always
Always
learning
learning.
till now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why I brought in all these elements to say we need to be aware. So then, the tonality, the voice, how warm you are, your eyes, what eye contact you have. Are you listening? Some people just hear you, but they're not listening.
Yes.
And some people in between, they want to, before you finish, they want to jump in because they're excited. Of course, it's not a bad, they're not coming from a bad space, but they're coming from a space of before I forget, or I'm excited to talk about this, or
Yes.
even I want to contribute. Now, somewhere there has to be a kind of learning. This is also a learning. Listening is a skill that can be learned because sometimes, yeah, I've had to correct few friends and say, I haven't finished. Can you listen to me? And sometimes my friends correct me and say, Kristine, I'm talking. Can you listen? Okay. It's not, yeah. I'm also, I'm also, I take, even I can be in that situation at times. So even I need to be reminded. So these are all parts of communication, which people don't realize. It's not just how you talk. I could go on stage, I have seen things on TV where, you know, without doing anything, somebody just does like hand actions and something, and the crowd goes berserk. They haven't spoken a word. Or they just look and then they just have this deadpan look, but people are laughing. They just have these comedians, they just have a deadpan look and they just look at you like that, and people are cracking up because they know what he's trying to say and convey.
Yes. Yes.
So there's a lot, and even energy. Energy is communication, which people don't realize. Before
Yes.
I even walk into a room, or when I walk into a room, before I say hello or hi, before I even do that, because I am quite, the highly, I'm a hyper bunny. But before I even do that, people sense your energy. They sense whether you're a positive person or whether you're somebody you should stay away from. Like I have to tell you, Mr. Bachchan, I've had the privilege of meeting him at least 3 or 4 times, and the command, like the kind of aura he has, without saying a word, he just has to enter, and the whole, like whoever is there is just like drop dead silence. He commands that respect without even saying a word. So there is something called energy. There's something called an aura. And these are things that are built over the years. Right? The kind of respect you carry for yourself. And of course, it starts with how you look at yourself, treat yourself. And that's what reflects. If you're going
Yes.
to be negative, it'll show on your face. All these things reflect. So communication is beyond language.
Beyond language.
Beyond
Absolutely.
language. And then
Yes.
what you think, how you communicate with each other, how you express yourself, everything is
Everything.
communication. And that's what I literally talk about this in detail in my course. Yeah.
Communication, I think, is also about just being authentically you, bringing
Absolutely.
that authenticity in everything that you do and say. So
Thank you for adding that, because that is such a crucial point that you made. I think it's so true, because people now are thinking, I need to, like in the world of social media, everyone's trying to be like each other. People are
pretend.
losing
Yes.
authenticity, and they're comparing themselves. But we all are unique. I'm a crazy person at times, and at times I don't want to. I just don't want to talk. But I have to be true to who I am. And sometimes
Yes.
I do. things that are not me. And I think about it and I'm like, but I did what I felt like at that moment. It may not be justified, but I reacted from a place of how I truly felt.
Yes.
So somewhere I try not to beat myself up, but at the same time I said, Kristine, you need to learn. You need to, improve yourself. You need to handle this better. So communication is absolutely being authentic, being true to yourself. And when you're true to yourself, it comes out more genuinely. So thanks for adding that. That's so true. Yeah. And you are really authentic.
Thank you.
I love everything about you, by the way.
Thank you. That's a big compliment.
From the time we've spoken, I've just been enjoying my conversations with you. It's been so lovely.
Means so much coming from you.
I mean it. Yeah.
Yes. Kristine, let's, dive into a little into confidence as well. Because again, I know communication is also a little related to confidence. In fact, a lot related to confidence.
Yes.
Yes. So what can people do? I mean, most of the people you find in this world, some people are, again, same thing. They are naturally confident. They are naturally bubbly, naturally extrovert. But most of the people are always having a problem carrying themselves and facing the world and being their authentic selves. So what can they do about building up that confidence? How do they, exercise that muscle?
Right. So, okay, to begin with, I have a course called Confidence Currency. It's confidence with a K, like Kristine with a K. Okay, so it's called Confidence Currency, and it's a 5-day course that I actually take people, and it's literally, again, holding people's hands and saying, let's do this task today. And I give them simple tasks to do every day. Okay. And in that, I literally talk about confidence in a deeper level, because I realize, again, confidence is something that has to, it comes from accepting yourself. Everything starts from there, whether it's communication or whether it's confidence, and they are like really, interlinked. So when you're able to say, I am who I am, I accept myself for who I am, I'm not afraid to be who I am, is when that's your first level of confidence.
Okay.
Then comes, of course, again, doing things that you're not comfortable with, getting out of your comfort zone. So, but this is something that takes time. See, some people automatically have, excuse me.
Bless you. God bless you.
Yes, I needed the blessings from your audience and you. So thank you so much. So confidence, if you look at that in that aspect, I think it takes a lot. Sorry.
God is really blessing you.
Again, confidence is doing something like this and being able to laugh about it, right? So if I made a mistake, and if for example, I've taken part in a dance competition. It was a jiving competition, and I actually fell. Okay, just towards the end, my partner kind of dropped me, and I slipped, and my legs were up, and I was like, ah. And what I did was I just put it in such a way that I made that into a pose, and I just did this, and we came second because I turned something into something else.
Yes.
So these are little things about confidence that actually, that you can convert something. So it's a mindset. Confidence is a mindset. It's an attitude. So you can either have this attitude of saying, oh my gosh, what did I do? I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God, what are they going to think? Or you can say, okay, that was me. I messed up. I wasn't my best. I went on stage and I forgot my lines, and I suddenly froze at a meeting. I couldn't talk when the boss asked me, or when I met this girl for the first time, I froze. I couldn't open my mouth because I just didn't know what to say. All this is normal. It's natural. People have to realize it's okay. It's okay to falter. It's okay to not be able to speak. It's okay to freeze. It's okay to not know what to say. It's okay. First, learn to say it's okay. After that comes the next step of saying, okay, how can I The next time this happens, what can I do? The next time that happens, and then I, like in my course, I give them tasks. Those tasks are anything from doing something outdoor, like go out and do something different. I make them push themselves, and I tell them to record a video of what they've done and send it back to me. So what I'm doing simultaneously in my course is I'm giving them the confidence to talk in the camera. That's one. Talk to the camera to talk to me. So I'm giving them that confidence to start speaking in the camera and get back to me. And at the same time, I'm giving them the confidence to do a task that's out of their comfort zone. And then they do that and they come back and say, okay, I did my task today. Right? So I literally handhold you, and it doesn't matter what stage you are in, because, for example, when you started your interviews, and I know you've had a challenging journey for the longest time, and it's not been easy. And you look at you today, 77 odd episodes and rocking and how, and such a, it's commendable. So it started from not knowing what to do with your YouTube. It started from not knowing technicalities. It started from not knowing who to interview, but you put in that work, you put in that dedication and that skill to say, I want to be better. I want to learn and I want to be a part of this, right? So everything in life is about wanting to and doing something about it, and starting from little things, getting out of your comfort zone. So even with me, I mean, so many times I tried to sing on stage and I cracked my voice and I was like, oh, sometimes I laugh like a crazy person and people are like, what's wrong with her? I'm like, okay. But I've become so comfortable with myself. I've learned to love myself so much that suddenly nothing else matters. And it's not in a narcissistic way. It's not in a self-obsessed way that I love myself, that I don't care about anything. It's not that attitude. The attitude is, yes, I love myself. Yes, I am flawed. Yes, I make mistakes. Yes, I'm not perfect. So,
Yes.
the scope of learning, the scope of getting better, the scope of being a better person, the scope of learning something new. So that, it's your attitude that changes everything. And if you can bring in a positive attitude, if you can accept things and say, first accept yourself, then say, okay, I can improve. What next? You can do that. And talk to people. Like I mentor people. People can come to me or get another mentor that you're comfortable with. But it could be somebody in their family who they look up to. But and there are a lot of videos you can actually watch that talk about how you can improve your body language or the way, and even your appearance. So one is how you feel inside, but two is, how are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you putting in that effort to feel good inside out? What you eat makes you feel good. Your morning routine makes you feel good. The kind of discipline that you follow makes you feel good. It encompasses of so many things, so many things. Confidence doesn't happen overnight. It's not a one step process that, oh, I'm going to do this and I'll be confident tomorrow.
Yes.
It's not like a one formula fits all, right? It's so many things. And the more you learn, the more you adapt, the more you say, okay, I want to add this. I want to add this. Okay, I want to start exercising. I want to start drinking more water. I want to start affirmation. So mine is a very holistic course. Whatever I've done is it's a very holistic approach. It's not just do tasks and that. No, I even talk about affirmations. I talk about visualization. I talk about the mindset, a spiritual aspect, forgiveness. Forgive yourself and learn to forgive others as well. So these are things people don't realize that come into, the more resentment we have, the more grudges we have. It's not going to help us grow as a person. So everything contributes towards your personality. So when you say personality development, it is literally in different arenas, not just one, not just communication alone, not just confidence alone, but many aspects. Your relationships with people, how you look at them, how you are able to deal with situations. So that's the way I look at it, basically.
I think that was pretty good, pretty deep. I think they would have gotten a good feel of how they can go ahead and start working on it. And of course, they can't expect overnight result, but consistency is the key. If you keep doing something repeatedly, I mean, there's no reason why you won't master it.
Correct. It's like you said, it's a muscle. And it's also the main thing is the attitude, wanting to, practicing, doing something every day
Yes.
to just get out of that comfort zone, doing something, pushing yourself just a little.
Just a
And
little.
making that call that you haven't made. Like I hadn't talked to a friend in a long time. We had a flight, and one day I didn't have the guts to call her because she saw me as somebody who did, she thought I wronged her. I thought I didn't. It took me a lot of guts to just send her a voice message. And I sent her almost, 7-minute voice message saying, I don't know what went wrong between us. We were, and we were so close. If I've really hurt you, I want to say sorry. And this friendship means more to me than the issue in itself. And it took a lot of guts for me to do that because it's so easy to just push something under the carpet and say,
yes.
But you realize relationships matter, people matter, and making an effort matters. So I did that. It was very uncomfortable. Sometimes our ego takes control of us.
Oh, yes.
And we have to take a watch of that. Sometimes the ego can come in a good way, but most of the time it's not allowing us to just, reach out. So I had to put that ego aside and say, my friendship is more important. And whether she talks to me or not, I'm going to make this move. And I did. And I still didn't hear from her.
Right.
Until a week later, where I actually did a follow-up. I said, did you hear my message? I'm not sure. And she said, I'm sorry, I was really busy, but thank you for reaching out. And today we are like chatting so often. And that's the beauty, right? So that's life. We have to just keep moving and just realize what's important and what's not. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and what are some of the crucial parts of developing a personality overall in a holistic way?
So it's a lot of internal, external, but I also believe you have to be your own cheerleader, right? Don't expect validation from the world. Because, like, for example, I'm an actor, and in my world of acting, I'll be praised for one job that I've done, a project that I've done today.
Yes.
Tomorrow I do another project and they'll say, you were pathetic, Kristine, what were you doing in that role? Or I may not get work and people will forget who I am. So there are many, many things. So if I'm going to depend on somebody making me feel great about me, then it's very superficial. But if I choose to feel great about me, irrespective, then I think it changes everything. So there's this movie that is my favorite film. It's called Life is Beautiful. And I think when I saw it when I was very young, and it shaped a lot of my attitude towards life. And people ask me, why are you always happy? Why are you always smiling? There are days, of course, I'm not, and I can be really, really like looking frowny and stressed.
Yes.
But most of the times when I am a happy soul. I am I'm a very chirpy person. And people say, you're like a happiness mystique because why are you always smiling? Why are you always happy? And because there's a song in my heart all the time. And this Life is Beautiful film, which is, I think, originally Italian, is what shaped me. Because in the movie, even though he's in this camp, the Nazi camp, and he's trying to protect his son from seeing the worst. And he continuously makes it seem like it's a game. And he tries to make the world look beautiful and not let the son see the negativity of it. That doesn't mean you avoid the harsh reality. I'm talking about, that was the film. But it means the way we look at life can change everything about us. So I could have nothing, right? But if I'm a happy person, then I feel I have everything. So there are many ways you can look at yourself. Personality development is, again, more than anything, it's the mindset. Of course, you can add the good clothes to, to complement that. You can do the makeup to complement that, but I'm not afraid to be without makeup. I mean, I can go out there without makeup because this is me. The makeup is just enhancing what I already have.
Yes.
But I'm not afraid to be without makeup because I accept myself without makeup.
Yes.
So it's cool, right? So it could be anything. So everything, like the external things, the materialistic things are add-ons. But the base and the foundation is here and here, right? And what is your outlook? What are you doing about it? Do you have a balanced life? Are you are you nurturing yourself? Are you nurturing your spirit? Because everything about us is our spirit. So we all have different personalities, but don't try to be somebody else. That doesn't work.
Yes.
So just say, okay, this is my personality. Understand yourself. The sooner you understand yourself, you can enhance who you are. Enhance who you are internally, enhance how you are externally. So I realize I'm a bohemian spirit. I'm very like carefree and gypsy, and I love the colors, and I love traveling, and I love dancing. And I said, oh, I'm so bohemian, took a while to say I'm so gypsy. So a lot of things in my house have trinkets, things hanging, feathers, colors,
Yes.
that's me.
Yes.
So the more you take time, you have to take time to understand who you are and what you are, what you like, what you don't like, what puts you off, what doesn't put you off, what your standards are, what your boundaries are. A lot of people don't even know what boundaries are. And the sooner you start to, explore yourself and say, okay, it could be anything from, I don't smoke, for example, saying that. Or it could be, I'm vegan and I'm not, whatever. It could be anything, it could be like, no, I don't like that. So I don't want to do this, or I want to do this.
What's your identity that you...
Your identity, yeah. So then, but you need to take time for that. You need to take time to understand yourself. It could be writing. It could be asking your friends. You can actually ask people around, hey, what are my positives and what are my negatives? And be open to feedback. Because it's not easy to learn negative things about yourself. Because I've had friends tell me, Chris, you take things personally. You're too sensitive. And I'm like, yeah. That is true. Now, how can I desensitize myself? It's not easy, but I said, okay, Kristine, you have to work on that. Because, my face expressions say a lot without me saying anything.
Yes.
So I realized, oh my gosh, I need to work even on these things, right? So first you have to understand yourself. If you think you can't, ask your closest circle, ask your family or your friends. They are the best people to give you feedback. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And start working on it. Say, okay, how can I adapt? How can I be flexible? How can I make myself better? Like I said, the external things happen, the clothes, the shoes, the makeup, the bags, all of that. You could have all of that, and if you don't have a personality, then what's the point?
Yes.
Nobody's going to even care, right? But if you have an aura and a sense of confidence, and you put yourself out in a certain way, I think that itself makes a world of a difference. See, I call myself a forever learner. I look at the world in awe. I'm literally looking at everything in awe. From a monkey on the road, I say, monkey. A butterfly, a dragonfly. Oh my gosh, a dragonfly. Like, I'm literally in awe every single day, because one is I can't stop awing at the magnificence of life.
Yes.
At the creation, at how beautiful life is, how nature is. I mean, I look at it and I'm always in wonder. I say, what can I learn from nature? What can I, embrace from that? It excites me.
Yes.
And I still think I don't know anything, or don't know anything. I don't know everything is more like it. I mean, I'm teaching, so I know a lot. But I don't know everything. And if I don't know, I'm not afraid to say I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong. And I say, okay, I'll learn then. I'll improve then. I'll better myself then.
Yes.
So I think it's the attitude you have that can change, because I look at life and I think, oh my gosh, it's so magical. It's so mystical and it's so magical. Even the bad phases in our lives, I look at it and I say, oh my gosh, I'm going through hell. This hurts. But how can I convert that into a learning for myself?
Yes.
How can I change that scenario and say, okay, even though I'm hurting now, what can I do better? Because I can't change the past. But what can I do better? How can I improve myself? How can I be a better person? And how can I not repeat that, even though I repeat it, but still there's scope of improvement. So life is beautiful. It's constantly teaching us, are you willing to learn? So everything, personality development is again an attitude of um, of of always trying to be a better version of yourself. You can never be the best version. You can be a better version because there's
Yes.
always scope of
There's
being
always
better.
a scope. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
because
Ex-
you're not perfect. You can never be perfect.
You can never
Nobody's
be
perfect.
perfect. There's nothing called perfection, actually.
Correct. Correct.
Hmm.
Correct. And even nature, there are no straight lines in nature. Even that nature is like, like, ooh, it's like everywhere. I love it. So I just look at life and I say, okay, it is what it is. And
Yeah.
bring it on.
Yes, bring it on.
Right.
So, Christine, I just love this, thing of yours, and love this brilliance of all that bubbliness and everything. So, do you believe in the limitlessness of the human spirit?
And that's why I love the name of your show. I mean, the minute I saw the name of your show, I was like, she's my kind of girl. Because, I like I said, I broke norms, and I always said, why are we put in a box? We're not
Yes,
meant to be put in a box.
box.
Why are we always, made to feel that you can't do this and you can only do this and you're allowed this, but you're not allowed that? And I said, why even draw the lines? um so in fact, today I saw a friend of mine. She sent this to me and she said, never never draw a line with a woman. And she was talking about Sita, you know which was a totally different perspective of looking at it.
Yes,
Never draw a line for a woman.
yes.
I was, whoa, now that's a perspective, right? See, and
Yes.
like I said, perspective. Everything is perspective. Now, the way you grew up is different from the way I grew up. The way you see things is different. But that doesn't mean I should not respect your viewpoint or you should not respect mine. We're entitled to have different opinions.
Yes.
Right? So everything in life is about perspective. How you choose to look at it. You can be negative, you can be positive, you can be respectful, you can be, you can just think I'm right and what I think is right, all of that. So so that's what I think. Limitless is something you have to believe. Look at the universe. There's so many videos showing, it starts with you, then it goes up, then it goes up, then it goes up, and it shows the earth, then it shows the earth is a dot, and then it shows, I mean, isn't that proof
The
enough?
humongousness, the infinite.
The infinite. And how? If that is limitless, imagine
Yes.
us. If we are a speck, even us as a speck are limitless. I mean, we are gifted with so many things. Now, why am I doing so many things? Why am I an actor? People say, do one thing, stick to one thing. But I believe if I was gifted with the gift of expression, I used it in my acting. I was gifted with speech where I could speak. I mean, I grew up in a lovely school in Dubai, so that helped me, with my speech. And I said, I can go on stage. I love human beings. I love people. I love interacting with them. I'll use that over there and I can connect. And I love doing the MC work on stage. Then as a voicing artist, people used to say, oh, you have a lovely voice. And I said, okay, I'll use that. So there is no limit to what you can do, but you have to believe that. Then I said, okay, I want to contribute to the society. I want to contribute to the world. I want to help and make a difference. How can I make an impact? Then that's when I said, okay, let me, I officially certified to be a coach. Then I officially certified to be a trainer. Then I officially certified to be a master facilitator. Then I officially, did so many things. And then automatically I started getting speaking, to be an inspirational speaker. Because whatever I've done on my own with no support, no nothing. I've made a mark for myself. So it just happened, and then I said, why even put myself in a box? I mean, I'm a multifaceted personality, and I'm proud of that, because if I've been gifted certain things, I want to make sure I do justice to those gifts. And that goes with anybody else out there. You're not just a homemaker. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people. They say, I'm just a housewife. Excuse me? Do you know what are the million things you're doing? You are juggling things. You are balancing things. You are making different food for different people. You are looking after your home management. You're doing a million things. What do you mean by just a? Right? We all are limitless. And we have to believe that.
We have to believe in that to be
Exercise
able
that.
to, yes, absolutely. It's finally about self-belief. Everything boils down to that.
Yeah. And breaking free from what people are making you believe.
Yes.
Because we are grown up to believe a million and one things, right?
Yes.
People say you can't do that. And then we become like that. We are molded. But
Yes.
break that mold and say, who said that? Whose rules are these? Those rules have changed with time. Times have changed, right? Nothing is what it used to be 20 years ago. Nothing is what it used to be even like 6 months ago. Times are changing. Technology changes. The word changing. Before, divorce was like a taboo word.
Taboo word.
Now
Yes.
it's floating around like it's like decoration.
Everywhere. Yes,
So,
yes.
I mean, suddenly it's not such a bad thing to hear. Before, it's just like, don't say the D word. So everything in life, you make your rules. You break the rules. You create and recreate your own rules. You live by your own terms without overstepping anything. I would say.
Anyone or yes.
Yeah, do it in a way that you're not going to hurt yourself, hurt anybody else. I mean, people will get hurt, of course, but you can't keep everybody happy. But do things that, and I just believe this. They say sky's the limit. Why even say limit? Sky is limited, right?
Sky is
even
not,
sky
no,
limit?
sky is also not limited. You can
Nothing
go
is
beyond
limited.
that. Yeah.
Correct. So believing in that is what makes a difference. And I think like you look at the ocean and you see it's limitless.
Yes.
I mean, it's so therapeutic and you're like, wow. And that's your life. That's you.
Yeah.
So just, I think, oh my gosh, I think of this limitless word and it makes me like go home. So lucky.
Yeah, same happens with me. Exactly. I mean, just day before Kristine, I was journaling. I do journaling every single day.
That's
And
wonderful.
I exactly wrote the same thing, that sky is also not the limit.
Yes.
I exactly wrote the same thing. Why sky should be the limit? We can go beyond the sky. There's so many galaxies over there and there's so much more.
Correct. And you see, people are actually achieving so much, right? So
yes,
believe and then do what it takes.
Yes. And I have experienced that once you start believing in what you are, who you are, and what you want, then the resources start flowing to you in forms of ideas, in forms of people, in forms of everything. Whatever you seek is always seeking you.
Absolutely. Don't think, what are these philosophical chicks talking about on this show?
Okay, so yes, so we will quickly, switch ourselves to the lightning bolt round. So I'll just ask you a few quick questions.
Sure.
Okay, so any such the most embarrassing moment of your life where you probably were in front of a celebrity and you forgot what to say?
I wouldn't say in front of a celebrity, but I shared this story, with my friends recently, where, when I see some cute guy, sometimes I blush. And then there was this cabin crew who was at the entrance of the plane before we entered the plane, and you have that walkway. So I just kept looking at him, like, he's so cute. And then, he puts his hand out like that. And then I put my hand in his and I say, hi. And he takes his hand over and he says, boarding pass, please.
I like that.
Oh my God. I just went into the plane and put a blanket on my head. I said, I hope he doesn't see me. So I mean, yes, I mean, I keep embarrassing myself. I don't know how many times, but I just laugh. Like before this, I covered my face, but now I just laugh at embarrassing myself. If I embarrass myself, I just laugh at it because I said,
Hmm.
so it had to happen. I embarrassed myself. Okay, so even I will laugh because if you don't laugh at yourself and your mistakes and your silliness, people will laugh at you and they will have the power to make you feel pathetic.
Yes,
So
so
I
true.
laugh at myself and people are like, okay, they don't have a chance to laugh at me because I'm so busy laughing at
I'm
myself.
so
So
busy laughing at
I'm like,
myself.
I'm like a PJ queen. I crack my own PJs and I laugh as if it's the funniest thing on this planet. And they're like, that's so bad. That's such a bad PJ. So that means it's a good PJ. If it's bad, that means it's good. And if you didn't get it, it means you're not smart. So ha 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 ha.
Great. What was the worst advice you ever received in your life?
Oh boy. Um, if you get slapped on one cheek, turn the other cheek.
Seriously?
See how bad is it? So yeah.
Okay. And any books? I know you love reading and enhancing yourself. What are the books that you would love to, share with the people that, it's a must read according to
Oh,
you?
Baapre, this I wish you had asked me before I showed you a big list. Now suddenly you're asking me on the spot. I'm like, oops.
Just tell them one, two, three, whatever. I mean,
I picked up Atomic Habits recently because I wanted to improve, breaking certain habits and, getting certain habits. That was one. Um, then there was a book. I love reading. So everything I read is non-fictional because I always think I need to learn about people. I need to learn about myself. Oh boy. Then I liked, there are a couple of books of Robin Sharma that I liked. Oh my gosh, I'm really like suddenly blanked out because I just pick up books and then I keep juggling them. I don't because I only read when I'm in the mood. So right now I'm reading a book even on relationships. It's called Are You the One? Something like that. So it's very
hmm,
interesting. There's like a book called Five Love Languages. That for me is a brilliant book. It makes you understand yourself. Then I read Mark Manson's, how to give or not give. F dot
how
dot
to
dot
not give a F?
not
Yeah,
give a
that F
dot
word.
dot dot,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Bleep,
yes.
bleep, bleep.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing book. That was like harsh reality. Like it was such
Hmm.
a different perspective.
Hmm.
It was such a different perspective to how I viewed life because I'm the rainbow. I see
Hmm.
life with rose tinted glasses. But
Hmm.
his was a reality check that said, you know, there is another way of looking at it, which is not the way I look at life. But
Hmm.
I said, let me keep an open mind and literally see um, what it's like to even use a new perspective. I can't keep
Hmm.
thinking my perspective is right all the time, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
when I read that book, it was a game changer to an extent. Of course, I've not adapted everything he said,
Hmm.
but or written, but I said it definitely needs a reread. But
Hmm.
there's some things that clicked, and I said, now that's
Yes.
an interesting perspective. So
Hmm.
books
Right.
change your life. It,
Yes.
it
Yes.
actually takes
Absolutely.
you to a world where I would say, it's a different world that because we all live in our own bubble.
Hmm.
So I always tell people traveling and books are the two things that open up your mind and
Oh
heart.
yes. Oh
If you don't
yes.
travel and if you don't read books,
Hmm.
you'll never know about another world that exists apart from your own
Apart
self-centered
from
world,
your own thing. Yes.
right?
True.
So
True.
you
Hmm.
can learn, but like when I read A Thousand Splendid Suns
Hmm.
by Khalid um, Hosseini, um, I cried and I cried and I cried because they talk about the Afghanis and about how girls are made to be married at the age of 12 and the way they're stoned and hit and the torture. And I just cried and cried. And,
Hmm.
that changed the game of gratitude in my life. I said, we
Hmm.
have no idea how blessed we are to be born where we are born. We have
Hmm.
everything. We have food, we have shelter, we have family, we have freedom of choice. For
Hmm.
me, that is the biggest gift, freedom of choice.
Yes.
And we're blessed with a zillion things, but we focus on to what to complain on. We focus on
Absolutely.
things that we don't have.
That's the problem. Yes.
Correct. And that book changed my life with gratitude, because I just kept looking at it and said, my God, I have food to eat. Oh my God, I'm healthy. Oh my God, I'm alive. I'm breathing. I have a choice to say yes or no. Everything. I am living in a beautiful city, and I can never, like, I love the city that I'm living in, and I'm grateful for my education. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for, now I have 2 cats.
Everything.
My babies, Sparky and Asterix. So I literally am grateful for the tiniest things to the biggest things, and I never take anything for granted ever, because I just, like, when you're blessed with something, embrace it and value it with your heart and your life and your everything that you've got.
Totally.
Because tomorrow we're not going to be there. That's not going to be there. That's not going to be there. And you don't want to say, oh, damn, So I literally live in gratitude 24/7. And even for the bad times, for the hurt, the bad experiences, I say even thank you to that. Because I think even that is it's harsh learning, but even that is learning. So I thank the universe and I say thank you for even the bad times, because it's making me learn and make me improve myself. And that's the way I look at it. So yeah. So books are fantastic, and read what resonates with you. Don't force yourself to read something because the world is reading it, right? Because people say, I want to look intellectual because they read that book, let me also read it. It's not that. Just pick up what you resonate with. It could be fiction, it could be non-fiction, but read, because it changes our lives and our perspectives. So yeah.
Charles has sent that laughing when you shared that embarrassing moment, right?
He doesn't know about this. So yeah, that's my brother. And of course, he doesn't know about this situation, but now he does.
Now he does.
Now
he will tease you now.
I don't mind getting teased, but yeah. So hi, thanks, Charles, for being here and watching and staying throughout this. So sweet of you.
Yeah.
I love my family. They're amazing, and I'm so grateful to them for all their love and support. So just had to say that.
Absolutely.
My mom, my brother, my sister Angelina. I don't know whether she's here, but Charles, and then my mom Vivian. So yeah.
Vaibhav Dohare says, this was so good. Thank you, Anshu and Kristine. Thank you so much.
So sweet of you. Thank you.
So just a few more questions, Kristine. Okay. So are you a foodie?
Yes, of course.
Your most favorite dish that you can eat every single day?
Idli. Idli, sambar, chutney from the roadside.
Wow, I love that.
That's about me. The minute I get a chance, I am at the idli wala eating idli, chutney.
Vaibhav writes idli.
Oh God.
So now you know, if you meet her in Bombay by chance on the road, what you need to ask her out for. Come, let's have idli.
I could probably be the cheapest date on this planet. Can I take you out for a date? And, I'm like, yeah, where can I take you? Italy.
Italy. And that too roadside Italy.
It's so tasty. Yeah. Oh my God. I love it.
Who has inspired you the most, Kristine, in your life? The most?
See, okay, of course, there are many personalities. For me, it's my mom. I lost my dad when I was very, very young. And to see the spirit my mom had to single-handedly bring up 3 children. My brother went to the US, my sister was next, and then me. And then she was secretary. And in that kind of, amount, she just, I still can't fathom that. Like, I live alone right now. And I'm having challenges taking care of my 2 cats, my 2 sons. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I managing? And here she took care of us 3 humans. Our education, my brother's education in the US, my education, my sister's and my education in Dubai, single-handedly without taking help from anybody financially or in any other form. And the way she did that, I think till today is still makes me like still makes me think, how did she do that? And because I've seen her and I've been, I've literally seen how she was so dedicated and consistent, and never made us feel that, we didn't have anything. Like she would say no for certain things, but she single-handedly brought us up. And it's not easy, doing a job of, playing good cop, bad cop, and at the same time providing and being, the breadwinner and all of that. So definitely my mom, and the other personalities, of course, like there's Oprah, you look at it and go, wow, and Gary and Mr. Bachchan, and all these people, you're like, oh wow, amazing. But our biggest inspiration comes from the people who, and for me, it's definitely my mom. So even now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wow, how did she do that? So she's given me, and she still has a childlike spirit in her till today. And I think that's where I get my childlike spirit from. And she is the cutest, sweetest, most adorable person on this planet that I know, and I love her to bits. So she by far is like, the ultimate for me.
Nice. If you are given Aladdin comes.
If what comes? Aladdin. Oh, Aladdin. You okay?
Something is irritating my throat.
You can take a few minutes or seconds. I'm okay. I can keep blabbering. Ask me the question and you put yourself on mute and take a step, and I'll keep blabbering in the meantime. I'll cover up.
So if Aladdin comes and, grants you one wish, what would that wish be?
I would say the capacity to make a difference in everyone's lives, starting with my family to, then the rest of the world. But the capacity to make a difference, and that could be with whatever my talent is. Now I'm doing it in a very small way, but if the genie came, then he would give me the globe.
Yes.
And probably introduce me to aliens too and the other planets.
Now that is too much to ask for.
Why not?
Who want to go to moon, right? And Mars and everywhere. Limitless. Yes.
So I think it would be like to make an impact. And because the only thing that, the looks come and go, the money comes and goes, people come and go. But the only thing that you leave is how you make people feel and how you make a difference. And that's the only legacy you can leave in life. And I think if I can do my bit in whatever way I can and tell the genie, hey, genie dude, like help me reach out to many people, I think that would be fantastic.
Amazing.
Because mainly because I have been through so much, and I know what it's like to feel lack, to not feel worthy. I know what it's like to not have, that confidence. I know what it's like to have that fear. So if I can just let people know that they're amazing, they're beautiful, they're awesome, they're unique, they're special, they can do anything and live their dreams in the most amazing way, I think that would be just like, amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Your wish will come true.
Thank you. I think I'm going to call you Genie from now on.
Oh yes, if I can be that genie, yes, I'm ready to be that genie.
All right.
Okay, so now you have the option of being reborn as someone else. It can't be you. So who would you want to be reborn as?
Mr. Amitabh Bachchan.
Okay, and one reason?
Oh my God, I think I've been I don't know. I just look at him and I'm like, he's one personality. I've learned so much from him. I'm an actor because of him. I love the fact that he's so disciplined, which I don't have. I don't have that kind of discipline. I'm like, his command in his language is the ultimate.
Ultimate, yes.
His acting skills, it has touched my heart and beyond. So if you can have that impact even on screen and touch people's lives and make them want to, I'm like, wow, and so talented, and he's so versatile and
Versatile, yeah.
oh my God. I mean, I could just go on and on. I mean, I could have wanted to be a woman again, but I love being a woman. But when I think of Mr. Bachchan, I'm like, I think I've just been in awe of him as a person, like as a personality since forever. But yeah, I think that's amazing. Oh, there's one more person that I am really a diehard fan of, and that is Sister Shivani.
Okay.
So from the Brahma Kumaris,
yes,
she's like so composed.
so composed, always.
Nothing she says is controversial because you agree to everything she says. And when you see her, you're like, where did she come from? How is she so angelic? How is she so divine? So she is one person. I'm like, wow, another. So I have a long list, but these are the two people that come to my mind.
yes. Great. And what is your go-to song? If at all you are feeling low, what is your go-to song?
आज मैं ऊपर आसमान नीचे आज मैं आगे जमाना है पीछे टेल मी ओ खुदा अब मैं क्या करूं चलूं सीधी या उल्टी चलूं.
Nice.
I'm not a singer, but I sing anyway.
It was good. Enjoyed. Wonderful, Kristine. I loved it. And anything last you want to tell the people? I'm sure you have touched many hearts with all your, effervescence and bubbliness. Any last messages?
So yes, I have a course called Mission Communication People. There are links, I guess. If you visit my website, which is www.KristineZedek, Kristine with a K, KristineZedek.com. You can see that I've got my, the information is on that. You can reach me on Kristine Zedek, at Kristine Zedek on Instagram as well. DM me and, I can get back to you. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all Kristine Zedek. So my main thing is, yes, I have a course, which I'm really proud of. I've had an amazing team who's helped me make it possible. And a big shout out to my amazing teammates. Thanks for making this happen to me. I have this course. It's a 3 day, it's divided into 3 days. It's about internal, interpersonal, and external. So I would love to have people, learn, absorb, be aware, and I really know it's going to be transformational for a lot of people. And of course, I do personal coaching, I do mentoring, I do corporate events as well, where I go to corporates and I do trainings. So all of that. And then I have this course called Confidence Currency, again, confidence with a K, currencies with a C. So confidence currency. So it's on a platform called Fresh LMS. So if people can reach out to you and you can connect them to me as well. So these are all the different ways I can be reached out to. And I'd love to share my course and, have people just learn from it and have better relationships and have better lives and be happier than what they already are. So that's the main thing. So main thing is, so follow me on social media and definitely get on board with my courses because it's going to be fun. It's very different. My courses are not preachy. They're very different because I've added a lot of elements of entertainment in it. So it's fun. Like, my personality now. So I've added that element of fun into my courses. So I know people would really enjoy it.
Absolutely. I highly recommend. You have seen Kristine for now last 80 minutes and you have seen
How long has it been on? I've lost track.
It's 9:20. And we could have gone on for a long, lot more time now, but then, of course, everything good also has to come to an end. But then, yeah, do check out KristineZedek.com and you will find all the information about everything she does, about all her courses, her emceeing, her acting, voiceovers, everything you can find out from there. And she's, of course, available on all the social media platforms. And do get in touch, and your life will change. That's for sure about it. Because it's done from a very, very holistic perspective. It's not a gyan, as she said. She brings her personality into it and her experiences, and you will see a lot of transformation. So thank you so much, Kristine. It was.
To you, to your audiences, to our audiences. And nobody has questions.
No one has questions. No questions.
Oh, wow. That means I've communicated well.
Yes, you are a good communicator. So you have communicated well.
Always pat yourself on the back, no matter what, and feel good about yourself.
Yes, always, always.
Always. That's my shoulder, but still I pat myself. And I always kiss myself also.
Yes, yes.
Hug myself. Just keep doing all these. It's fun. All right. Thank you so much, Anshu.
Thank you.
Amazing. And you're such a lovely person. And I'm so glad we connected. And it's an honor to be on your show. And I'm looking forward to this friendship going beyond.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When you come to this lovely city of mine, please visit me. And yeah, I'd love to spend more time with you.
Oh, absolutely. I would do that, Kristine, and you can come over to meet us in Bangalore as well. And
I'll eat over there. I'll eat the dosas and the idlis.
Yes, we'll do that.
All right. Thank you so much, Anshu. Have a wonderful time. God bless. And yeah, thanks for this.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.